So today in the shower, I was given the instruction by my spirit team and your spirit team to take you to a new level. And where you're about to go, beloved, where you're entering into, this is major. But we got some work to do before we enter into this. Now, for those of you who have been here for a while, you already know that your girl is one of those people who come and brings messages from your spirit team. But for those of you who are new here, welcome. If you came across this video, I would suggest that you stay. We are in the Attraction of Wealth series and portion of the community. And all last month, we gathered every 15 days. So August 1st to 15th, and then August 17th to 31st, we gathered and we did Attraction of Wealth. And this month, we're doing it again. So if you haven't already signed up, you can go up to the link in my bio and can go and sign up there. I will be allowing people to sign up until September 5th and look at your email. After you sign up, go to your email, give it like a couple of hours, go to your email, look at it, because we're meeting and we're doing like community stuff. And that's the only way that you're going to be able to join with us. But anyway, let's get to what Spirit wants me to talk to you about. So when I was in the shower today, Spirit said, it's time for them to get aligned. Now, when I heard this, I was like, time for them to get aligned. It's time for the collective to get aligned. And in this message, there were 4 things that Spirit reminded me that I had to do in my process of building wealth, that people who I am surrounded by, other 6 and 7 figure earners that I'm surrounded by, do in order to accumulate our wealth. And some people will be considering it as gatekeeping because it's not something that's talked about like these are common things, but the power of putting all 4 of these things together to create foundation for you to be able to build is what makes the difference. And most of us have 2 or 3 of the things, but we're missing one of them. So I want to jump into these. This is going to be a series. I'm going to take you on a little bit of a journey of attracting and aligning with your wealth. I'm going to be bringing opportunities to you. I'm going to be talking to you from your spirit team. I'm going to be meeting you here every day. So if you haven't already, make sure you follow so that you don't miss this series that we're getting ready to walk into. And let's just jump into it. Okay, so the first thing that Spirit talked to me about was mindset. Now, you hear a lot about attraction of wealth, and you hear a lot about people who are like normally who have attained a certain amount of wealth talk about your mindset, keeping your mindset together. And it's because whatever you think and believe about, you bring about. And I know if you've heard of the law of attraction, then you've heard whatever you think about, you bring about. Yeah, but whatever you think and you believe about, you bring about. Why do I say think and believe? Think and believe is because people who have attained wealth are not only focusing on doing the affirmations to make the mind be programmed positively, but they're connecting that to the heart. They're connecting that to the subconscious mind. See, the front mind, the heart, and the subconscious mind, all 3 of them are connected. And most of the time, people don't realize the subconscious mind and the heart correlation that is there. So in order for you to really be able to master this place where you're walking into your wealth, you're walking into your abundance, you're aligning with abundant frequency, we have to master mindset. So in this Attraction of Wealth challenge that I was talking to you about a few minutes ago, me and a woman are doing affirmations. And these same list of affirmations that I'm going to do a part 2 to this, and I'm going to give you the affirmations. And then I'll tell you how you can go and get the free downloadable in my description box. In my bio. But these affirmations is literally what Spirit gave me in the very beginning of building my business that is now sitting at 7 figures, okay? It's the first thing that Spirit gave me 5 years ago when I first started Yoni Love Herbals. And I've been saying this affirmation, the same affirmation, like clockwork, like it's my religion. I say this affirmation and I tap into this mindset and this frequency. Every time I feel my mindset going to a place of, oh man, maybe that can't be mine. Oh man, is that going to be possible? Oh man, I go straight into my affirmations. It becomes something that is like my mantra. Mantras are important in the process of manifestation. Why? Because it keeps you in frequency and divine alignment with abundance, okay? Or whatever that mantra is for. So that sound, that vibration, those affirmations and sending a message out to the universe that this is what you are desiring, this is what you are attracting to you, this is what you are already in alignment with, therefore it's going to deliver it. So mindset is key, but mindset working with the subconscious mind and the heart is really where it lies. And we'll get into this in some more parts after this, but I'm going to try not to make this video that long. The second thing that's really important that I wrote down that Spirit was like, listen, this is important, they're missing this. Self-care. Self-care. Do you see millionaires? Do you see six-figure earners going without taking care of themselves? No. Most of the time, there is a level of sacrifice, but the sacrifice is not at the level where they don't take care of themselves at all. They might go periods of time where they're hustle and bustle, but they go back to taking care of themselves. Why? Why is self-care something that's important? It's not about your hair and your nails being done, you wearing makeup. That's not self-care. See, we've been given this superficial version of self-care. And if you look at most millionaires, unless they are going to a place, okay, that where they are getting ready to intermingle with other people and they got to be seen to play the part that they are known to be, they don't do all of that. People aren't walking around their houses wearing a whole bunch of stuff all the time. Have you ever seen Beyonce? Have you ever seen Cardi B? And they're just plain them, like no makeup, no, not. They're at home chilling. But that doesn't mean that there's no self-care. What self-care means is not only maintaining the outside of you, which is what everybody who, I'm not trying to be funny, but everybody on a poverty-stricken mindset is worried about the outside version of you. See, self-care to millionaires, self-care to six-figure earners looks like me taking care of my mental space and me taking care of the things that bring me joy. And I have itchy nose, so itchy nose. If you're not already a part of my community, channel it coming, baby. It's about to get real in this piece. Okay, so back to self-care. So self-care is when we are loving on ourselves for whatever that looks like, where it makes you be okay before you take care of anybody else. Now, why is self-care so important while you're building your wealth? Self-care is important because if I don't take care of me, I'm going to end up resenting. I'm going to end up feeling like this person is in a way. I'm going to end up hating the fact that I have to be pouring into my children, pouring into my mate, pouring into my parents, pouring into my job, pouring into my friends, pouring into everybody outside of myself. I end up resenting those people and those relationships. Why? Because at the real core of me, and if you're a woman, I know you can identify with this, whether you have children or not. If you have anybody else that you're looking after and you're running after things, like things that's going on in life, we have a tendency as women to put everybody else in front of us. But you can't attract your wealth, beloved, if you aren't taking care of self, because without self-care, your mental space is not clear. You can't hear your own damn thoughts. And see, the other thing about attraction of wealth is spirituality is there. Now, those who are high up, they're doing practices of spirituality, whether it's seen as positive or negative. There is some form of spirituality that's being practiced. Trust and believe that. But we aren't going to get into that in this particular message. Let me continue with self-care. So self-care is important because we do not want to feel the energy of hate or the energy of being blocked by people or other situations around us. We need to be glowing, vibrating, and being and resonating in the energy of abundance and of wealth and of beauty and of glow. And what happens when you start to take care of yourself? You start to literally glow. And what happens when you start to glow? People are naturally attracted to you. And what happens when people start to be attracted to you? The helpful people, the money, the situations, the opportunities, they are also attracted to you like bees to honey. So the importance of self-care is that you not only become centered in your mind, centered in your body and your energy, you're not only becoming grounded, you are also taking care of the aspect of you that's going to be able to attract what you want to you without you having to run after it. And if you are a woman and you resonate with divine feminine energy and not divine masculine, if you resonate with divine feminine, baby, we aren't trying to live the hard hustle bustle lifestyle, not at least not over here at CEO. Pooh, I'm teaching you how to be an empress, how to attract what you desire. So we aren't running after anything, okay? Number 3, community. Why is community important? Because community builds resources, and resources build connections, and connections build wealth. Every millionaire, every 6-figure earner, every person who has attained any kind of wealth has a whole Rolodex of people that's in their network. Because I need to be able to pick up my phone and make calls and connections at any given time when I want to. I'm not supposed to be sitting here trying to figure out how I'm going to do this and how I'm going to do that. I should be able to pick up my phone and I should be able to dial a friend, dial a connection, dial a resource, dial somebody inside of my network that can be able to help me get things done, because those resources are going to be the things that lead to the building blocks to make your wealth align and for you to walk in alignment with your wealth. And then number 4 is to be coachable. To be coachable. There's not one millionaire, that's not one 6, 7, 8-figure owner, business owner, or a person who is wealthy, who does not remain coachable. What do I mean by that? You can always learn something. Self-development is sitting a key essential to you being able to get past your current position. Now, coachability means that you're going to have to be vulnerable, number 1. You're going to have your ego tested, number 2. And you're going to have to be able to hear what somebody is saying to you, not from the egotistical self, but from the centered and grounded self, so that you can hear what they're saying to you, take the constructive criticism, and perfect aspects of your life that are keeping you separated from your wealth. You hear what I'm saying? So when you are walking into a place of wealth, you're walking into a place of abundance, you are, number 1, focused on your mindset and making sure that you are being centered in your mind, the subconscious mind, and the heart. And then after that is the womb, but that's a whole nother series for another time. Number 2, you are staying up on your self-care. Self-care, like I said, not just making the outside of you beautified, but also doing the things like journaling, like wombversation, like spiritual baths, like meditation, like stretches, like getting moving of the body, movement, whether that's working out, whether that's doing yoga, whether that's dancing, movement of the body to release things and energy that is trapped and that's stored, because life is going to keep on life. And while we're working on attracting and aligning our abundance, life is going to keep on life. And matter of fact, the more that you go towards getting in alignment with your divine self, the more higher level devils are going to show up on your path as distractions. So that self-care is going to be really important. Number 3, community and resources that are built through community. And number 4, remaining coachable. Now, there's a lot more other things that I can teach you about the things that I had to learn towards me building my company to what is now 7-figure conglomerate. But at that time, when I first started building, I was building from a place of looking to gather as much information, as much knowledge, as much resources, as much experience as I could in order to be able to change my life. Because all I knew is that as a single mother, I didn't want to struggle anymore. I didn't want to be by myself trying to figure out how to do this thing called life as a mother and as a parent, as a daughter, as a caretaker, as a wife. I didn't want to do that anymore by myself. So I knew that I had to fix aspects of me in order to be able to walk into that. And then also, like, figure out who I was at the core of me, what things I had to shed, what things I go through the shadow work, go through the pain, go through the trials and the tribulations in order to be able to align with what's really here. So I love y'all. I am going to do a part 2 so that I can give you the affirmations. We can go over the affirmations that I use to build my company to a 7-figure conglomerate. I'm going to post it right after this as part 2. I am going to be coming on doing a lot of different series or a lot of different videos in this series of Attraction of Wealth, because it's just that place and that time. Spirit is talking to me a lot about getting the collective to be aligned with what's coming. This is not about us clearing out anymore. We did that all winter, summer, and all winter, spring, and summer. You cleared out all winter, spring, and summer. You shed. Now it's time for us, boo, as we are walking into fall. Fall isn't technically here yet, but I don't know about you. I can feel the weather changing. As we're walking into fall, we're going to be walking into the alignment of our abundance, because we're walking into the harvest period of everything that we have sowed throughout our lives. So I love you. Sending you love and vibrations. If you have not already went and signed up, make sure you do it. The link in my bio, I think it's the first or second link. It says 15-day challenge. Go sign up there. You have until September 5th to be able to join us and be able to let into the collective. After that, you'll be led into October. But I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.